being a little dramatic? Yes. Is this also how I really feel about cutting back my hanging baskets? Also, yes. Good morning, everybody. Janie here. Welcome back to my garden. Yes, I know I'm being dramatic, but that is how I feel about cutting back day. I hate cutting my Supertunias back because they still look so pretty. They have so much color and so much life to them. But I know that if I don't cut them back now, I'm going to be regretting it in about a month or two. So with Supertunias, you do not have to deadhead them, which is absolutely amazing. Yet you should cut them back, give them kind of like a refresher haircut halfway through the season. So I ended up planting these very early this year. These are the Vista View hanging baskets. It's one of the recipes of the year for Proven Winners. And I planted them super early. They've been so incredibly beautiful, but they're getting a little long in the tooth right now. And I definitely need to cut them back today. I have gone many years where I haven't cut my hanging baskets back and my pots back, and I've definitely regretted it. So I'm going to put my big girl pants on and I'm going to cut these back today. Now, one thing I will say that is a benefit is that it's really good timing for me to cut these back, simply because I have had a budworm infestation for the past couple weeks. You can see it right here. My Supertunia Vista bubblegum is completely chewed. My Supertunia Vista whiteout is not looking good, and I can't even really find a jazzberry right now. Oh God. Look at that. So the amount of blooms that I should have on this hanging basket is definitely less because I've had the budworm outbreak. We have started treating, and we've treated 2 weeks in a row, spraying BT on these. And I think that they're in recovery mode right now, but I do think that by cutting them back, it's going to kind of push all the plants to push out new growth and new blooms. And we'll have some really nice new blooms, and we're going to stay on top of the budworms this time. You can see I even have some new growth right there of my jazzberry. So yeah, so I think it is good timing to cut them back. These two got super affected by the budworms. This one didn't get as affected, maybe a little bit over here on this side, but nowhere near as bad as the other one. My hanging baskets in the backyard, they've gotten really affected as well. And those I do need to cut back, but those get a little bit more shade than these guys do. So I'm not quite ready to cut those back just yet. The ones in the backyard are just pure Supertunia Vista jazzberry. Like I said, this is the combination of all three. And then I do have Stratosphere White Gara as my thriller, and that is looking so pretty. I am just loving this plant this year. This is actually the first year that I've grown Stratosphere Gara, and the ones in the backyard are absolutely beautiful. The ones up here are gorgeous. There's bees all over them, and I just love how it gives just kind of that like frilly, I don't know, like fairy effect to the zigzag planter. Look at how beautiful this looks. I love it. So to cut back your containers and your hanging baskets, you want to get a good pair of pruners, and you want to cut them back by a third. You don't want to cut them back too far past the point where there's any foliage, because you want to make sure you still have that foliage for photosynthesis. So not cutting back as much as you would think. You don't want to give them, like a complete haircut. You just kind of want to trim them back a little bit. So I'm going to take a third of most of this off, get it pretty close to the hanging basket, but then I'll leave kind of a lot of stuff on top. You'll see what I'm talking about. I have cut Supertunias back before too far. Basically, I cut them back almost to their stems, and they didn't have any leaves left on, and those Supertunias died when I cut them back. And so I definitely learned my lesson with that you don't want to cut back too much. If you have to cut them back twice in a season, that's fine, but you only want to cut back by a third. Okay, enough stalling. Let's get to cutting back. Wish me luck. Okay, basket number 1 is all cut back. It looks terrible. No, I'm just kidding. It looks fine. It looks like it should look when I cut it back. I did not cut back the Gara. I actually tied it up with some twine around the hanging basket chains so that it would stay straight up, because as I was cutting everything back, I noticed that I have kind of like a bald spot right here. And I'm pretty sure that's because the Gara was coming this way and there was no sun able to get in right there. So I think now that it's kind of open, the Supertunias will fill back in that spot. And really in 2 weeks, I mean, I just got to be patient for 2 weeks and it's going to look so much better. I also think I'm going to give it some extra fertilizing. I only fertilize these once a week, which is definitely not enough fertilizer for hanging baskets. So technically the rule of thumb for Supertunias and Superbinas and all the things that bloom like crazy is you want to fertilize every 3rd watering. Well, I water these hanging baskets twice a day. So that means I would be fertilizing every single day. I don't have time for that. So I usually do once a week, which is not enough. I think for the next couple of weeks, I'll do twice a week just for these hanging baskets, just to give them a little extra oomph while they're flushing back out after their haircut. So anyway, it looks fine. I'll get started on the next 2. You know how petunias are really sticky? I feel like I have stickiness all over my arms and my body, my hair right now. Petunia stickiness, it's a thing. Anyway, I was able to get everything done that I wanted to get done. I was able to suck it up and cut back my hanging baskets. They look wonky right now, but check back in about 2 weeks and they're gonna look so much better. They look especially weird because of the stratosphere Gara sticking out the top. Yes, that looks very strange, but just imagine once all the Supertunias fill in down here, then it's going to look really pretty and I'm going to have that gorgeous thriller that I was worried wasn't going to be able to hold up against all the Supertunia vistas, but obviously it did completely fine. So I will be fertilizing these a lot. I will be watching them and like I said, give it 2 weeks and they'll look so much better. Then while I was already sticky, I figured I would come in here and dig in to the Supertunia Tiara Pink, which is an amazing plant. I am so happy with this plant. As soon as I saw it last year when it came out, I thought, okay, that is beautiful. That is what I want to put in my zigzag planter. And I'm so glad I did because it's beautiful. It is taking over absolutely everything, but that's okay. Just know that it's taking over everything. So I have these pots, these 3 big white pots right here, and they have heliotrope in them, and the Supertunia Tiara Pink was growing up and over them. And so luckily I was able to cut it back in time, and so that the back heliotrope didn't get smothered too much. So I cut all the Supertunia Tiara Pink back around the pots, and then I did also trim some of the heliotrope as well. Just kind of deadheaded it, cut it back. You can see this one got a little affected by the smothering, but I think it'll bounce back no problem. So everything's kind of not looking fabulous right now. I mean, overall, if you look at it with squinty eyes, yeah, it looks beautiful. But if you look at it up close, you know, there's little cut marks here and bald spots here, but this is just what you have to do halfway through the season. And this is almost exactly halfway through our season, maybe a little early, but our season is going to start speeding up because we're going to get warmer temperatures. So everything's going to grow even that much faster. So it's just a great time of year to cut everything back. Really, I'm happy that I did it. I hate doing it. I hate cutback day, but it was time. So hopefully this motivated you guys to cut back your hanging baskets and cut back your containers. Put on your big boy pants or put on your big girl pants and get it done. If you have a similar growing season that I do, it is time. If you started a little bit later, start thinking about it because it definitely needs to be done. You're going to be so happy that you did it later on in the season. So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this. I am going to go wash all the stickiness off, and I hope you all have a chance to get in your garden today.